Today we're going to start work on our feather. The first thing you'll be doing is putting your name on the back of your paper along with your class code, and then you will flip that paper over and you're going to use a stencil to help you make a feather. So there are several choices that you can pick from. This is the one that I've decided to use, and there are two parts. I have the positive space here. This is the positive space. The feather itself is the positive space. And this is the negative space. So you can do either one. If you're going to be using the positive space, you hold the stencil itself and trace around. If you're using the negative space, you hold the square and trace inside. I find it a little bit easier to use the negative space, so I'm going to use that one when I do my tracing. You want to make sure that when you put this on the paper, you don't see any of the table coming through. So you might have to move it a little bit, and it may not line up perfectly straight, and that's okay. While you are tracing, it's important to use your helper hand to hold the paper still. It's sort of like when you hold your ruler, you want to keep your fingers separated and flat on the table. And then you're going to carefully draw against the tag board. You don't have to press very hard, you're just following along all the way around the outside. Once you've made it back to where you started, you can take it off, and there you have your pattern. Now we need to think about adding some designs. One of the things you're going to want to do with your feather is extend the center, the quill part of the feather. And this one kind of curves a little bit, so I want to have my end be in the middle up here and come down and touch here. So I'm going to just lightly draw this in and work to get towards that point. It's going to be close together here, and then as I get further towards the edge, I get a little bit thicker. So now that I've had this divided, I'm going to start thinking about my crayons. Now with this project, you are picking one color. You can pick your favorite color if you'd like, or just another color. My favorite color is green, so I am going to be looking for all different types of greens in my crayon box. And I'm going to test them. So I like that green, so I'm going to keep that one. This one, oh, I like that one too. So I'm just going through and finding, I don't know, 5 or 6 different greens. This one's a darker green. Oh yeah, I guess I can't really complain about any of the greens I'm finding. And then once I have enough and I'm happy, I think I want to try a little bit lighter one yet too. Oh yeah, okay. So I now have 6. Let's see if I can come up with one more. How about this one? Okay, so I'm going to go with those 6 crayons. Now that I have all the greens that I need, I don't need to worry about the bin anymore. My first job is to get my name and class code on one of the sides of the feather. You want to make sure that your letters start at the center and go to the edge, so you are filling the space. So I'm going to use one of the darker ones. I like this one. And I'm going to start my name down here. And I'm going to use this whole space, hopefully. And as I work up, you see how this is getting wider, so I'm going to need to make my letters a little bit bigger. So I'm going to start with an M. And I'm deciding to use all capital letters. I can turn my paper so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I am slowly doing my handwriting so I get nice, solid lines. We are going to be doing a resist with this project, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't see any white coming through. You might have to go back and forth. Do you see after I went over this one more time, you see how all the white has disappeared? You can see a little bit of the white with the R here still, so I'm going to go over it one more time. Go back and forth. And if you're doing that and it gets a little bit thicker, that's okay. It just makes it a little bit more interesting to look at. Now, if I wanted to, I could change my color. Maybe I'll try this one now. Again, I'm going to go back over to make sure that I get all of those white spots to go away. You also want to make sure that you get your class code in here. So I'm going to pick another color, and I'm going to put my class code right up here, because my class code isn't quite as important as my name, so I can make that smaller. And I'm going to put my class code right here. I think it's best if you spend some time sectioning off your leaf, and you might even want to outline the outside of your leaf to help it stand out as well.